All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, YAHAWAH. I want to send double honor to the elders, apostles, and the bishops at Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect document out there. We're the brothers here at Great Millstone, Nebraska. And we're just coming with a lesson, Lord willing, to feed and edify the lost sheep of the nation of Israel through the Holy Spirit. YAHAWAH. And just a topic I wanted to get into is like let's not regret the investments that we have made in YAHAWASHI, and that those investments, is our time, us coming up out of the world, all right, and us putting in good works in YAHAWASHI to obtain salvation, and one thing about that, with the investments that we made, we're not going to see an immediate return. As far as like the Most High coming down and saying, yes, you're the elect, or yes, I'm going to save you. This is a thing of long suffering. Can we get that word long suffering in the dictionary, Bob Kushah? Because we want the Lord to come right now, and deliver us, but that's not how the Lord set it up. He set it up for us to have to based on how we were in the world, to come into this thing and now suffer for his name's sake. So we're going to have to deal with tribulations. We're going to deal with hardships. And it's not going to be just a walk in the park, So this is not something that, once again, once we understand that, we can't regret the investments that we've made, okay? But if you have that, you can get that, Baba Shah.
Okay. In the Oxford Dictionary, long-suffering means having or showing patience in spite of troubles, especially those caused by other people.
Yeah, especially those caused by other people. In this case, ultimately, we really, I'm not gonna get into it, but the Deuteronomy 28, that was self-inflicted of the nation of Israel. The reason why we're in this state, but the Most High has used other tools around us to inflict pain and distress upon us. Esau, Edom is one of those main sources, okay, with the heavy oppression that we receive. Okay, it says in the book of Psalms, I believe the 17th chapter, we don't have to get it, it says that he's the sword of the Lord. He comes down with unrighteous decrees, and just we're living in an unfair society, all right, and it's a lot that's inflicted by Esau. But we also have other sources, just people that we come across on a daily that are not in the same mindset that we're in Yahweh Shai. But at the end of the day, we have to keep working. We have to keep investing. So I want to first precept I want to get is Galatians chapter 6, and we can we just get straight to it in verse 9.
Okay. It's Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. It says, "And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not."
Right. And it says, can we get that word faint? As it says, let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Right? So no matter what's in front of us, we have to continue to follow by the guidelines, and the brother here, Azaria, he went to a lesson the other day, speaking of that, following the guidelines. We have to stay within the parameter of YAHAWASHI, no matter what's in front of us, man. And sometimes it's hard, because, sometimes we get distracted. We may get distracted with the affairs of this life. We may get distracted with somebody being an asshole. But we got to continue to remember what the scriptures say, and but you can get that.
Okay, in Strong's G 1590, the Greek word ekluo, it says to loose, unloose, to set free, to dissolve, metaphor, to weaken, relax, exhaust.
Yeah, to weaken, relax, exhaust, and we get tired, Yeah, we get tired. The affairs of this life piss us off. We want to give up sometimes. And I've been there before. I had certain aspects where I was like, man, I like this, like not the truth, but like, fuck, man, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to deal with people no more. You know what I'm saying? But we have to. We have to deal with people in this world. We have affairs in this life that we have to deal with. But these is part of the trial runs that that's put in front of us to see how are we comprehending these scriptures, and do you really believe? Do you really believe? And we can get Hebrews 6:10. So do you really believe that there's a benefit in doing what the Lord said to do? And there is, right? But you got something?
I got that Hebrews.
Okay, yeah, we get that.
Hebrews 6:10, it says, "For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister."
Yeah, it said he's not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, right? And even look back at the prophets of old, man. Like dealing with the infidelity that they had to deal with amongst the people. All right, dealing with the shit. Look at Daniel. He had to go he went into the lion's den. All right, he then went to the fiery furnace. Right, what did he do? Did he distrust the Lord in that situation? Hell no. He stood firm. He believed in the Lord, right? No, they threatened us with death. Okay, well, it is what it is, right? You had who else? You had Noah dealing with the incredulities of the people in his time. And he could have easily been like, you know what, man, maybe they got a point. I really don't feel like building this ark. And they saying we ain't never seen rain. Damn, I ain't never seen rain either. But he believed that the Lord said what? That there was going to be a flood that happened. So ultimately, that goes back to our faith and just sticking to the course. But the Most High is going to reward all those who stick to the course.
I appreciate for you.
You go ahead.
This is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 12. It says, "Woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not."
Because that's what it boils down to, and that's something that has to be examined within ourselves. Read that last part of that.
Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not.
Yeah, woe unto him that is faint-hearted. And that when you break down faint-hearted, faint meaning weak or weary, and that heart going into your mind. Getting weak-minded, letting the trials of this life weigh us down and discourage us. Because ultimately that means what? We don't believe in the words of YAHAWASHI, if that's the case. Go ahead.
It says, "Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended."
Therefore shall he not be defended, whosoever that may be. So while doing this work, once again, I'll reiterate, it's not going to be a walk in the park. And every day is not going to be a happy day. But we had remembering the scriptures, remembering the guidelines, remembering the prophets of old. And that's if we truly believe, because it says what? Without faith is it impossible to please the Most High. So it ultimately boils down to what's the amount of faith that you have? Do you really believe, or do you have faith? Period.
It says, "Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you?"
Yeah, and that's ultimately going into the people that, the Lord may be delaying His coming. You know what I'm saying? Or you just want overall, you're just tired of dealing with this truth because it has too many rules. And so it says that woe unto you that lost patience. You're looking for the kingdom right now, and when it don't come on your time, now you're discouraged. Now you don't want to do it no more. Now you don't want to be a brother no more. You don't want to read the scriptures. You don't want to hit the highways. You don't whatever. And it says that person will not be defended. But that's why we also pray on a daily, or should be praying on a daily, that the Lord don't remove His Spirit from us. Because that can easily happen to where we lose that spirit, and the Most High throw us right in the congregation of those who are going to be destroyed.
That was it today.
I appreciate it. It's Luke 14:28. "For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?"
Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful precept because what the Apostle Gabar, he reiterates a lot is we have to know what we're a part of. and knowing what we're a part of, knowing what comes with teaching this word and truth in the midst of a perverse generation, right? It comes with ultimately just knowing what we're dealing with. Do you know the sacrifices that we're gonna have to make in this thing, right? Do you know that you're gonna have to eventually, cut off family members that don't believe? Well, you don't have to, but like those that are constantly coming up against the truth. Do you not know that that's gonna come with this thing?
Well, it's just gonna. Once you come into the fold, you start to change your ways. So you're not running to that excess or riot anymore. Mm-hmm. Therefore, you don't really have too much in common with the people who you used to be around. It's not like you can't be around them or don't be around them, but you just follow the guidelines, follow the scriptures. Like it says, if you're going to be amongst the indiscreet, observe the time.
Right.
He that doeth the will of my father is my mother, my sister, my brother. So you understand you have to pick a side, because if we're talking about what was the title again?
Don't regret the investments.
Yeah, we're talking about regretting in investments. Well, when you count your costs, that's you're talking about investing in building something. Therefore, you got to make sure you have all of the tools, all of the equipment, all of the measurements. Man, did I send y'all? I did send y'all that video of them Hispanics working, and he's up there measuring stuff, and the dude is down at the bottom, cutting the measurements based off of what he's telling him. That's counting the cost, because you're getting the measurements down to cut it, and he tossed the damn board up there, boom, and it fit perfect. Instead of him coming down off of the roof, down the ladder, he gotta cut it himself. He did the measurements and da-da-da. Like, nah, he gotta trust him, just as him trusting him. The one on the ground trusting the one on the roof, and vice versa. Okay. Because we need to get this roof done. Storm could be coming in. But with him counting the cost, which is basically measuring the time, examine ourselves. What it say in 2nd Ezra 9? If y'all don't know, just grab it real quick. But it's the first verse.
Oh, measure time diligently with
yourself. Yeah, measuring the time diligently. That's counting the cost. Because you got to sit down and, am I able to finish this based off of the sacrifices that I have to make? Hell, when you invest in something, you're making a sacrifice. You're taking your money and you're putting it in a place and hoping that place grows your money. Well, with YAHAWASHI, it guarantees, it's a guarantee that it's going to grow. There ain't no bad investments when it comes to YAHAWASHI, as long as you're hearing truth and sincerity. Okay. So there shouldn't be any regrets involved, period. Absolutely. But the flesh should get you there. The flesh should put it on your mind. But that's when you got to fight those thoughts with your spirit, because you're going to get to the point where, damn, I feel bad. My family linking up, and I can't make the family reunion. I can't go see them. I ain't seen them in a while because they celebrate holidays and I don't, and, Yeah. And the scriptures just tell us how to operate with that. Even if we're going to go and, link up with our fam and have a plate or whatever, if there's younger brothers that might not understand you don't do certain things like that in front of them. Mm-hmm. So there's many rules and regulations and limits and restrictions, but it's to keep us in order, man. Mm-hmm. And for us to operate properly for lack of better words.
I want to get this word regret real quick.
Huh?
I want to get this.
Let's finish this.
Okay, come.
I don't want to be bouncing around too much and then we lose the points. It says Luke 14:29. It says, "Less happily after he hath laid the foundation, and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, This man began to build and was not able to finish." And that's what we gotta make sure, And it's crazy. I'm thinking about it through the spirit. Certain things that I gotta do around the house. Well, the equipment I gotta get, it's not cheap. Certain things that I need, and I'm taking the cheaper route, but it's still not cheap. You know, I can go and buy a machine or rent a machine, that'll help me dig up the dirt easier. That'll help me level out the dirt easier, flatten out the gravel because I'm building a foundation, all of these different things. But shit, that's more money. But even the tools that I gotta get taking a cheaper route, my investment now is in my body, making sure I get the proper sleep because now I'm gonna have to go do a little overtime to get the equipment that I need for the most part in order to get the job done. Now I sat down and I counted the cost with this. I measured it all out through the spirit. I'm gonna do this. Okay, boom. I can still have these days off, and I can use those 2 days to be able to get work done around the crib. But I need to pick up this extra day to, get a little extra money. But I'm not like, all right, I'm about to just sign up overtime and I'm not about to do it without a plan. And that's what measuring the cost is. You got to do it with a plan. So with investing in YAHAWASHI, what did he tell us to do? Lay our treasures up in heaven. Right. So put your energy into that. Because even though I'm doing these things around my house and we understand that America's going to be destroyed in the very near future, I still got to keep YAHAWASHI first. Because he's the one that's waking me up, still got breath in my lungs to even get a job, gave me a car to even get a job, have a house to even live in. So I have to put the source first, right? And invest in him before there's investments anywhere else. You can go ahead and get that word.
Just getting into that word regret. It says, and this is the Etam Online, it says to look back with distress or sorrowful longing, to grieve for on remembering, to long after, bewail, lament after someone's death, ask the help of, but it says to weep. Just thinking about a point that you was making, concerning the regret is, pretty much just not looking back to that stuff like we missing out. You know what I'm saying? Things in the world. Well, we're not missing out. We're not missing out on being at family functions. We'll go when we get time, but it's not on the forefront of our mind to where it's like, damn, bro, I'm spending too much time at camp. I need to, be around my family so a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I give y'all time, I get y'all, you get. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I feel some type of sorrow behind missing these events, because it also says a complaint. So like it says also to grieve at an event, action, or a revelation of facts. So we're not looking back at these old times good times we used to have with our family and with our friends. Like we give it what we give it, and we're not gonna feel any type of way about missing out, and if we do, then really determining where our treasures are laid at, But I just have one more precept on something you said, and then that'll be it for me. So Matthew 6 and verse 33, it says, "But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." And which is this rundown was going into really us having faith and not really worrying about the tangible things of this life, not worrying about tomorrow, how we going to be clothed and how we going to eat, all this, that. Most I said, seek him first, and all these things will be added. So like the brother mentioned, putting the Most High on the forefront of our psyche, no matter what we're doing, then the Most High he got us. And ultimately it's gonna boil down to our faith. Putting him first. But yep, that's all I want to bring up.
Okay, I wanted to grab this Luke 8. Did you have something?
I can wait.
Go ahead.
Con,
I speak up, man.
I had 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 17, which says, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory." And I want to grab this because, like sometimes we do get tired. We do get exhausted with all the affairs of this life and all the stresses that we have going on. But something that helps in this truth is keeping our eye on the prize and remembering what we're doing all this for. Because it's not wrong to get tired. Like Esau is wearing out the saints of the Most High. Real talk. Esau got guys working all these hours, and then we got to balance the things going on in our personal lives. Then we got to balance this truth and fighting demons and Satan and all these things. So yeah, we are tired, but we remember the scriptures call what we going on right now a light affliction compared to the prize we're going to receive at the end of it all, and that should be one of the things, amongst others that keep us going. It's like, man, like how beautiful is this prize going to get? So keep on running. That's all.
Okay.
This is about the seed, the sower, the parable of the sower. And I'm going to read the interpretation part instead of reading it all. This is Luke 8:11. It says, now the parable is this: the seed is the word of the Most High. Those by the wayside are they that hear. Then cometh the devil and taketh away the word out of their hearts, lest they should believe and be saved. All right. It says, they on the rock are they which, when they hear, receive the word with joy, and these have no root, which for a while believe, and in time of temptation fall away. And that which fell among thorns are they which, when they have heard, go forth and are choked with cares and riches and pleasures of this life, and bring no fruit to perfection. So all of these that have in common is there was different variables of distractions that got in the way. You got Satan that came in one, you had temptation that came in another, then you got the cares of the life of this world, which it all is a different direction of YAHAWASHI. Satan is the adversary. His goal, his job, it's not even a goal. His job is to throw you off, is to take the word from you, is for you to oppose the Most High, because he's the adversary to us, right? If our job is to go and seek salvation, his job is to stop us from seeking it. Then you have temptation, that's troubles, in a sense, that's being tested. I would say proving grounds. Some people can't endure that because they're not truly believing in there. And what I mean, or what I'm getting to is, once you're fully invested, there ain't no turning back. You know what I'm saying? Because then you got the ones that fell amongst the thorns and they was choked out by the things of this world. They went back into the world because they was missing things in the world. They started to think, probably riding past certain spots. I done been there. Damn, we used to do this and do that. Remember, we used to be in this house and boom, 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 and da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, that was then. And shit, even though, those times was about, I would say about 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's so much that didn't happen in 20 years. It's like, that shit is long gone.
Yeah.
From me being around that age to having kids that age. You know what I'm saying? The times, the socialism that is throughout the earth right now. The love of many waxing cold. Just a lot done changed. Technology done changed. TV done changed. All right? Time done change. The mindset of the people is fucking gone. Oh, matter of fact, shoot, we got to get that 1 John, man. 1 John 2:15.
This is 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
If you love the world, the love of the Father is not in you. And that's why there are no regrets in investing in YAHAWASHI. Because this ain't here. You can't invest you can invest in two opposing companies. If your stock is in there, your stock is in there. Can't nobody tell you, even in this truth, I can't tell you to invest into the Most High. I can advise it, but I can't say invest in the Most High. You better invest in the Most High.
Right.
Yeah. I can say it like that, but I'm going to tell you the consequences that come with not investing. You know what I'm saying? In the world, you going into the stock market, you can invest in whatever the hell you want to invest in. You know, but with the Lord, it's a guaranteed investment. With Satan, it's not, and it never will be. It sounds good. You can invest less. Yeah, you might even get a bigger bang. And I'm gonna say a bigger bang for you. You'll get an instant gratification when it comes to Satan. But with the Lord, it's delayed gratification.
Right.
So yeah, the company is starting out from scratch and it's slow. You're like, well, why would I put my $100 over in this? And they just started up, but this company is booming right now. It comes with faith. With the Lord, it's delayed gratification. You know, Satan will give you that instant you ain't go invest in Satan stock. That nigga give you $100 million the next day. But with the Lord, your $100 million you ain't getting that until he bring it in a briefcase. He got to bring it to you.
Esau $100 million come with all type of strings attached.
He gonna tax it.
You know,
he gonna tax it, and then you still gotta put. Nah, you won't. He gonna give you that bag. You know, it's just gonna come, like you said, it's gonna come with certain stipulations.
Okay.
You know, shame rituals.
Yeah.
All of that extra shit that they be doing, but with the Lord, it's pure. Mm-hmm. You know, it's pure. You might not get that $100 million the next day, but he gonna make you wait. He gonna make you keep your stock in there, and then boom, it's just gonna hit overnight. The $100 million you could have got instantly from Esau, you gonna realize the delayed investments you made, it don't even equate. You can read the rest of that.
God, it says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
Yeah, because that's where all of that matters. The lust of the flesh, your pleasures, however you want to eat, drink, and what, you know what I'm saying? Got your little women and whatever the case is. You know? It said what? The lust of the flesh, the what? What else?
It says the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life.
Yeah, all the things you see. You see a new car, you get envious because your neighbor got a new car. Now you want to get a new car. Certain people then moved up, like the Jeffersons, so to speak. You know? No, I need to keep up with the Joneses. Like, nah, man. Mm-hmm. That's the lust of the eyes. And it said the pride of the heart. What was the last one?
It said, and the pride of life.
And the pride of life, yeah. And there's not too much. Hey, it said this is a place where not much glory doeth abide. What pride can you take within this life?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that'll make you want to go against YAHAWASHI. Because the scriptures also say you can't drink of the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. So your investment, you can't invest in everybody. You only can pick the left side or the right side. And, you know, it makes your option very slim and easy. And you're gonna, can we get that? And well, I'll get it. I don't know why I looked it up. This is Sirach 15:16. It says, He hath set fire and water before thee. Stretch forth thy hand unto whither thou wilt. Before man is life and death, and rather him likened shall be given him. So whatever you invest in, that's what you're going to reap. You're going to reap whatever you sow. Wherever your investment is sown in, that's what you're going to reap. You know?
That's why it says, let me get it real quick. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 19. It says, but lay up for yourselves treasures lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through nor steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. You know, so very, very simple, straight to the point. You know, that's a straight investment. You know what I'm saying? It's a straight investment to the Lord. You know, like Bird about the first John 5. You know, the lust of the flesh, the pride of the life. I mean that's something that your heart is set on. Then at that point,
Yeah, pride of life is going like it's saying the NLT, your achievements. You know, your degree that you want to get, that business that you want to start off of the ground and get booming. You know what I'm saying? It's not saying that you can't pursue these things. It's just don't trust in them. Let's look up invest. We didn't look up invest. It says to clothe in official robes of an office, to clothe in, cover, surround, in meaning into, and vestir meaning to dress or clothe in. So that's your covering. When you invest in something, that's your covering. Like you said, I have that walk to go down to the shadow of Egypt and have not asked at me. You know, they want to hear what Esau got to say, pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it says, Isaiah 30:1, woe to the rebellious children, said Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that may add sin to sin.
Trash ass investment.
So, yeah, whatever you invested in is what you're covered in, is what you're clothed in. It's what did it say? It says surround.
To dress in.
Yeah, to clothe in, cover, surround, because you're surrounding yourself with the presence of the world. So that's what you're gonna invest in, man. Mm-hmm. You gotta surround yourself with the presence of YAHAWASHI, with the word. Go ahead.
And then this investment is gonna depreciate. It's
yeah.
Like investing in like a car.
Well, let's finish the John. This is one more verse with it.
In 1 John 2:17, it says, "And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof."
And the world pass away, and the lust thereof. Go ahead.
But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever.
There you go. So what are you going to invest in something? You see the Titanic fucking sinking, and you're going to invest in that.
It's like people who hold on to certain stuff for a long time. Some things get more valuable over time, like comic books and stuff like that. Like you can hold on to them and they get more valuable. But then somebody try to hold on to their PS3, sell it back to GameStop. It's worth $10 now.
Just toss it out.
Yeah, it's not.
Or get your little $10 and take that $10 and invest in something better. You know what I'm saying? It's because that's what happened. Like we here in the world, right? And the scriptures say, "What? Use this world, but not abuse it." So we can do things in this world that can help us invest in YAHAWASHI more, i.e., taking care of your body, taking care of your health, physical workout. It said it profit little, but it'll keep you strong. It'll keep you on your toes. It'll keep you moving around, keep your mental sharp, that you able to serve YAHAWASHI. So yeah, go cash that PS3 in, you know? Just don't go buy a game with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you invested back into the world for the most part. You know?
Back on marketplace.
Yeah.
What I can do with this 10.
Trying to get a PS5, you know? And it happens. You can get these things. Just don't be invested in them. You know? Don't be clothed and covered in them. And that's what's all around you, you know? Because at the end of the day, it's going to pass away.
And don't place too much value in depreciating items in the first place. You know? And this world is depreciating, bro. Like, as we speak, this world is it's literally collapsing, but even the things that we could place value in this world is man, people fall out the truth for a woman, and that woman gonna get put to death in the time of Jacob's trouble. And it's like you doing too much. That's what you placing your investment in over the kingdom, you know, or whatever it may be, you know. And each and every one of us got our own personal walk and things that we have to balance, you know. But we gotta understand what's more valuable.
Look at it. It says invest, of course, you know, it says use money to produce profit. That's what an investment is at the end of the day. Not money in particular, but you're taking something to profit off of it by putting your time and your effort into it. You know what I'm saying? There's niggas that wake up, they might be at home leaning back, eating hot fries, but they're watching the stock market. You know what I'm saying? Lurking. Okay, they doing good today. I'm gonna put a little bit of money in here. I can profit off of that. The same with us, with the many aspects of this truth, man. You know, you got charity, you got alms. All right, you got keeping the law, statutes, commandments to your best ability. You got studying, reading, hitting the highways. All right, you got all of these different ways that you can invest in this truth. You know? So, that's all I had, man.
Yeah, it's just a little bit more to this verse, too.
Okay.
It says, "And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever."
Yeah.
It never
You know?
devalues.
It doesn't at all. You're gonna. It's gold. It's invested in gold. It's invested in silver.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not invested in Dollar General.
A Dollar General.
Yeah, because you got a lot of dollar stores that's closing down and shit.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm just saying, like, gold will never depreciate.
Yeah.
It'll never be devalued. It can only increase.
You're invested in.
Because it's a natural resource.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But all this man-made shit. So there's going to be no TVs. We're not going to be laid up in a kingdom watching any fucking series, man.
Turn that Game of Thrones on.
Like, come on. we gon' set our own Game of Thrones up. Shit. I don't know if y'all seen them Japanese like stage shit that they doing. Japanese over there going crazy with the stage shit, man. You know, shalom. Yeah, we finishing up this lesson right now. No, you good, man. You good. We just going in. The brother had he was talking about not regretting our investments in YAHAWASHI. You know, so I mean, if you wanted to add to it on the end, or you know, if through the spirit we keep going, and I guess we keep going. You know. We was just getting into the 1 John 2, you know what I'm saying? The pride of life, the lust of the flesh, you know, of this world and all of that.
Right.
It's like, cause when it comes to the investment, cause we went into the etymology and it means to be clothed in, you know. So we brought out the Isaiah 30. That's you know, most of our people covering. That's their investment, is this world. They cover and surround themselves with this world, and you know, the things that they're attached to in this world. And you can't be attached. Well, it says in scriptures, it said you can't serve the Most High and mammon. When you go into mammon, that's the things that pertains to this life. You know, and it can be money, and it can be whatever but it comes down, when you read into it, what comes down to what you put before the Heavenly Father, man. It shows you can't, there's no way you can invest in both. It just doesn't work like that. Esau does that. He'll sit here and go fund both sides of the war. You know what I'm saying? That's a crooked way. You know what I'm saying? He's a crook. Yeah. You know, versus us being righteous, you know, seeking righteousness through YAHAWASHI, through the Spirit. We can't play both sides. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why the Most High said you gotta be hot or cold. He wants you to invest fully in one side. Just go do what you gonna do.
Yeah, he said if you ain't gonna invest over here, I just rather you just go all the way over there. Yeah, you know, it goes to show you the Lord just want straightforwardness, directness.
You got somebody with kingdom pants on, but they got a worldly shirt on. They got mixed stripes and polka dots.
Nah, they got the little leather straps and shit. You know, all that crazy shit that they wearing. It's like, nah, buddy, you can't come in here with that.
You're not matching that.
But I got my pants on. You got to be fully clothed and dressed in the Spirit, man. You know?
I got one for you, though, if you don't mind. Sirach 11:20, it says, "Be steadfast in thy covenant, and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy work." So continue to put in that work, you know, and the labor that we, you know,
wax old in it.
Yeah, it's like continue to push. You know what I'm saying? Because the reward will come, as it's going to mention. It says, "Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich." And that's the thing, because this investment is going to hit hard.
Yeah.
All right. And that's how those investments are. I think it was like, maybe it was a couple years back, it was GameStop. People that invested in GameStop, then overnight they became like millionaires, you know, and it was just on a sudden. And when you read and you see the nature of our Lord, man, like he does things on a sudden to the masses, you know.
Yeah.
See, it's like he fills in his prophets, his servants on like, look, this is what I'm finna do, and so on and so forth. So there's a mental preparation, but it's always that one day where shit just changes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we gonna witness happen, man.
God.
Like on a sudden, like those men, like you know, you servants of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, man, you gonna be as fine gold on a sudden.
Yeah.
We're being prepared right now,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be in an instance to where it's like, nah, just shit changes, and then you're gonna be valuable. But the same thing, it's like in the eyes of everybody else as well. But the same thing, man, the Lord is gonna cause that blessing and all that labor and all that work that you put in. The Lord is gonna show forth the magnitude of all of that, of the sacrifices, the magnitude of, you know, the labor and the effort. Like it says in the book of Psalms 58, real quick. This is the book of Psalms chapter 58, and I'm gonna read in the NLT. It says, in verse 10, it says, the godly will rejoice when they see injustice and avenge. They will wash their feet in the blood of the wicked. Then at the last, everyone will say, there truly is a reward for those who live for the Most High.
Yep.
Surely there is a power who judgeth justly here on earth. So the Lord is going to allow, all right, these people to witness the reward of serving YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, and that's a part of the Lord getting his glory. All right. See, the people, the masses, all right, even during the time of Hananiah, Azariah, Mishael, they got to witness or hear about or see the reward of those men believing in YAHAWASHI, 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 Yahweh, man. All right. When the Lord delivered them out of that furnace, okay, the miraculous, you know, the miracle that the Lord works. So they got to see the reward of that.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the same thing with his servants, the covering, the protection, and everything like that. People are going to recognize, like, damn, those men, like, you know, that labor and that effort that they was putting in, it was for this. This was he.
Yeah.
You know?
Because after that, what he like, he was like, man, hey, yo, Ned, didn't we throw 3 men in there? I see a 4th dude in there. And it looked like the Son of Man. Like, he brought him out. Oh, man, y'all power, man. He cold. He da-da-da. And it's like he had to acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? Same with Daniel in the lion's den. He didn't even want to throw Daniel's in the lion's den. I think it was that situation. Maybe that. Yeah. Because he was cool with Daniel. You know what I'm saying? But he said what he said, and then it came like they didn't feed the lions that day. And he like, damn, he still didn't get touched. So like you said, at that instant, they're going to start realizing, oh, shit, like these men are covered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, appreciate it. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. It says,
Salakia, because a beautiful thing about it is even though they seen those miracles happening to men of the Lord, they still gave glory to the Heavenly Father. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you. He's like, you know, I clothed you with robe and ring of fine gold and all of that. But your power is the source. You know what I'm saying? They understood that. They didn't praise that man, but they gave praise to the Heavenly Father, man.
Yeah.
Says Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. And these labors are our investment. You know, and we have full confidence that it's going to come back in full. You know, and we're going to be able to stand in front of everybody and be like, see, this is what we was staying patient on this whole time. Y'all doubted.
Yeah,
You know?
Esau might not make account of our labors, but the Lord does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, just look at how much of an investment, you know, Noah put in. I was just thinking that. You know, that was over 100 and what he prophesied for 120 years.
Yeah.
That was 120 years of straight work. All right. And that investment, all right, led to him and his household being the only ones that was able to be delivered on earth. On the earth. You know? So that whole time, and once again, that's the same example on a sudden.
Yeah. Yep.
So the day before Noah was getting delivered and, you know, entered into the ark, that day before he was still looked at like, man, this nigga's crazy.
Exactly.
The day before.
Yeah.
It looked like that investment had no worth or no power the day before. But that same day.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that, because earlier we was talking about delayed gratification. You know, but with delayed gratification, you do have that instance where it's all of a sudden, because even though it was delayed getting to that point, but boom, now it hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now it hit. Us prophesying through. So when they do mandate the Emma, that's on a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was a process to get to there, but it's still gonna happen because everybody think they good.
Yeah.
Until they mandate that bitch, it's like, wait, I gotta get it if I want to eat, if I want to buy, if I want to sell something. Yeah. Man, it's gonna slap me. It's gonna hot neck motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You just walking regular, just somebody open chest you and shit. Like that's how it's gonna hit, man.
Yeah. Somebody have something?
Yeah, I can finish on this. You done with that?
It was a couple more verses. It says, when they see it, they should be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor.
That's another thing. Certain people who, like you said, looked at us like, you're just wasting, like Moses, you know. Then like, oh shit, somebody felt that first raindrop. Oh, it might be true of what he said. You know what I'm saying? Because Esau, he's like, he's still gonna do what he gonna do. He in his mind, he's still gonna win. So he's still gonna. Plus, he, you know, the Lord control his lot as he do of all of ours. So he's still gonna operate towards mandating the MOTB, mandating the MOTB, throwing people in concentration camp, devaluing the. He still got his NWO set on his mind. You know what I'm saying? So when they do end up seeing that change, you know what I'm saying, them go up and us go up and them go down, when they understand that switch, even though they got away, the elite, so to speak, will get away when the nukes hit, but they gonna be like, damn, what they said was right. It's just the same with the chariots. The chariots just popping up, and eventually that's gonna be like, bro, I just want to see the skies filled with them, you know what I'm saying? But when it happens like that, that's why Esau's doing all this propaganda with these movies and these shows, and we had these files and now we're releasing them. It's just the same as the day that movie Disclosure Day came out. Supposedly they released some more UFO files and shit. It's like, man, you could have did this yesterday. You ought to release it on the day that you got this movie coming out, right? You know. But it's a beautiful movie, but it's for us. But it's for both parties. It's for us to just, okay, yeah, I see what they did. And for whoever watching it, oh my God, it's aliens. So it's going to come down to the point where when people see them with their eyes, ain't just seeing them on camera, they going to start to really realize, like, this word is true. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
One more, it says, how we fools account his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints. You know, so that's it to that. You know, just that investment is going to rise, like as the brother was saying, at a moment's notice, and people are going to see it. You know, they're going to understand that this wasn't us investing in some depreciating value like we was talking about earlier. Like it was just for no reason.
I got it right here.
You know, it's all for a purpose.
And even that Wisdom of Solomon 5 that you're reading in the G&T, the heading of that chapter says the regrets of the wicked.
Damn.
That's the regrets of the wicked.
Yeah.
You know, so they're going to come to that realization like, fuck.
And it should tell you to, you know what I'm saying, keep moving forward. Because if this the regrets of the wicked, that they're going to once see the guys who was prophesying and, you know, that they got what they deserved. You know what I'm saying? They got their reward, that they was saved, or, you know, it's like, this is the way to go. This the route.
Yeah. It says, back in Sirach 11 and verse 21, marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. The blessing of the Lord is in the blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessing to flourish. All right. It says, verse 23, it says, say not, what profit is there of my service? And what good thing shall I have hereafter? Right. So don't have a mentality like we ain't finna get rewarded.
Yeah.
All right. In the book of Hebrews, the 11th chapter, it says, for it is in it is impossible. Without faith, it is impossible to please him. That he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. You got to believe in a reward. You got to believe that there's, you know, a payback for the sacrifices, the work, the effort. Even YAHAWASHI himself has said, for the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross, despising the shame. All right, the joy that was set before him. All right, you go into that phrase, despising the shame, it says to think little or nothing of. All right, so he thought little or nothing of the suffering that he had to go through in comparison to the reward that he knew was ahead. At the name of YAHAWASHI, every knee was going to bow down. Every tongue was going to confess. You know, his brothers was going to get put on that sacrifice, man. It led us to be able to have this understanding, to do these lessons, to operate in this world, this wicked society in a way and still be pleasing to YAHAWASHI, man. So that's a heavy sacrifice, man. But he thought about that joy that was set before him to be able to endure all those sufferings, man.
I got a precept. This is Hebrews 11:25. It says, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. And aren't we in Egypt? You know what I'm saying? The treasures is what? It goes back to the pride of life and the lust of the eyes and the lust of the flesh and all of that. The things that you can gain in this world.
Right.
It doesn't equate to what's coming, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got TV. Oh, turn my TV on. I'm like, where the fuck these lines come from? I don't know. They just popped up. Well, what the fuck? This is like a new TV. You know, shit don't work here. They don't make shit to work here. It just feels good because it's new. You know what I'm saying? And then it is what it is. It's breaking. They make cars to break. You know what I'm saying? Because I was ran across this thing, and I remembered it years back when they did that cash for junk or junk cars for cash or some shit, where they had a bunch of people bringing in certain years of cars, but it was then they started bringing up the cars with the computers and shit. You know what I'm saying? So now you can't really. I had to go back into it, but it's just never nothing good when it comes to Esau. Call all y'all by Shemal Shai 144 on the time. But it says, esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. And that's the thing, that's having faith in Yahweh Shemal Shai. We're laying our treasures up in heaven. You can't see that bank. You can't go into that account. You know, it's there though. You know what I'm saying? And you keep making those investments. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you have a certain amount of your check come out of your account into another account. Don't look at that account. Over time though, when you know you're gonna, okay, that's pretty good amount right there. It's the same with Yahawah Shemal Shai. You know, we're laboring and we're putting in this work, and we're gonna reap the reward at the time. But don't worry about the reward. Acknowledge it, but don't say when I'm gonna get paid. When I'm gonna get paid. You're gonna get paid. You're gonna get paid. You know, because the Lord said you're gonna get paid. All right.
He said, "Hold up quickly. My reward is with me to give every man according to his deeds." So, you know, like you said, it's like shit. Even Peter asked, it's like, all right, we forsaken all and followed thee. So what we gonna receive? So it ain't nothing wrong with that. But shit, know that it's gonna be in His time. It says in the book of Sirach, it says, how's it worded, man? It says, He will give every needful thing in due season. But in that same chapter, it says, whatsoever He commanded, He will give it in His time. Roughly paraphrasing that, man. But I'll find it and you got it.
A quick precept. This is Romans 8, verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. And just laying back and off with what the brothers are going into, like, this, for one, the light affliction. Number two, like the elder always says, it made me think of this too, is seeing afar off. Because things are not going to always happen right then and there. The glory is not going to be revealed in us right then and there. The investment that what we have invested is not going to be known right then and there. Like you mentioned with the bank account was a beautiful reference. We ain't gonna. Once that builds up, we're like, oh shit, that's the reward that I've seen afar off. I had a plan with this. You know, there was a game plan with this. The Most High has a game plan for us to receive glory, but we ain't gonna get it right away. We're gonna get it when it's time to get it.
Yeah, because we're investing charity, time, sacrifices, you know what I'm saying? All of that. So when it come time for Judgment Day, all right, let me see what's in your account. Let me see these transactions, you know, okay. Yeah. Okay, you had some charity here. All right, you kind of, you use a little mercy right there, you know. You see, you know, but you balance out. Okay, all right, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's work, man. It's a beautiful thing because it's all faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, we doing all of this off faith, but it's also pride. You know what I'm saying? Good pride, you know, confidence. Because the Lord is showing us, He's manifesting His word. I always related to the Goosebumps movie when they read them words and the fucking words came off the page and formed what it was talking about. This is exactly what's happening, man. All right, we're reading these words and it's manifesting throughout the earth. Like Israel and the U.S. is talking shit to each other, but they also talking shit to Iran. But it's also written that the least shall draw them out. They like, fuck all of that ceasefire shit. We trying to get active.
Right.
It's coming off the page.
Yeah.
You know, Russia and China in the cut looking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it seemed like things not happening, but there's so much going on, you know? And it's just forming prophecy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the scriptures say, that a man's gonna reap what he sow. And when you sow or you plant something, like, you have to wait a while. Like, if you plant a tree, you have to wait a while for that tree to you know, sprout and come to its fullness, you know. But in due time, you're going to have a huge tree. You're going to have an apple tree in your backyard. Right. You know, you're going to have plants in your backyard. But it took time of cultivation before it got to where it's at. And care,
you know.
You know.
Acknowledgement. Huh?
I was going to say, it's even a certain amount of time to where it's like you might put that seed in the ground and you're going to be watering without even seeing it pop out of the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, just watering the ground. What the fuck? I don't see nothing popping up. And then all of a sudden, then, you know, depending on what type of plant, 4 weeks down the line, 5, 6, or however long, then you finally see a little green pop out like, oh, snap. So all that watering that I was doing just in that time, you know, where it looked like I was just watering the ground, it finally popped up out of the ground. So it's like, oh, nah, this is doing something.
It builds confidence.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It's like, nah, this is actually doing it.
Have y'all ever grew anything?
Yeah, I had in school, you know, we had to do like the compost and had to,
when you see it pop out of the ground, out of that soil though, it's like
elated.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You know?
You get excited. Yeah.
I had to take care of little tomato plants and shit, and I was like, man, I'm actually going out there. I was kind of forgetting about it, but when I would think, oh shit, I gotta check on my babies, like, you know what I'm saying? Right. But it's just a feeling, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, the Lord gives the increase. Yeah. So you can water all day, but it's still up to YAHAWASHI to get that increase, man. Yeah. You know, but you gotta keep watering though. That's the thing. Just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, and the Lord gonna take care of the rest. You know.
That's that abide in that labor that we read.
Yeah.
I got this real quick. Sirach 39:16, all the works of the Lord are exceeding good, and whatsoever he commandeth shall be accomplished in due season. So we're reading about what he's commanding. He's commanding the blessing of the righteous to flourish. He's commanding that, those investments that they putting in, it's got to hit. You know what I'm saying? As long as we continue to endure into the end, man. But it says it's going to happen, and what? It's going to be accomplished in due season.
His time.
In his time, man. You know?
Yep, Con.
Shoot, I got one more if not. Con, this is Sirach chapter 50. Salakia.
No,
you got me hot. But Sirach chapter 51 and verse 30, it says, work your work betimes, and in his time he will give you your reward. So it's on his time.
Yep,
but the reward gonna come.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And this all started with us talking about being long-suffering and enduring until that time comes. We want it to be on our time because we are tired, bro. You know, but the Lord's time is the right time. You know, the Lord's time is the right time. And we just got to be patient and wait on him. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come in due season.
Yeah, it's just like the food. You can smell the food. Man, that shit smell good. You hungry? Like the smell of the food make your stomach rumble. You know what I'm saying? But you still gotta wait to eat. You know the food ain't done yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when that plate get in front of you, you look at. Oh man. What do I get?
That's what you want. I mean, that's what the Lord wants. Yeah. He wants you to sit there and be hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you smelling it? Like, yeah, you smell that? Yeah. That shit good, huh? Remind me of Apostle Ricardo, came down, whipped up the goulash for us. You know what I'm saying? He got a mix of the different meats, the bison, and, you know, the different things, so on and so forth. And he was like, that shit good, huh? You like that, don't you? Like, hell yeah. But it's the same thing. You smelling it, it's like, hell yeah. And that's how we supposed to be in the spirit. Like, man, you smell that? That's the prophecies, man.
Yeah.
You smell what's getting placed before us, the reward that's coming. Like, you should be hungry for that. And that's the position the Lord wants us in. Yeah, be hungry. Yep. You know, don't look at it like, man, this shit just take, man.
Right.
Like, smell that shit, be like, all right, man, I can't wait to eat. It's a balance. It's a balance with it, you know?
Yep.
Like the scriptures talk about in the book of Songs of Solomon, man, you know, compares the church into a woman. And they talked about how, her lover, you know, opened the door and her heart, you know, pretty much skipped a beat. I'm just roughly paraphrasing in Songs of Solomon. You know, her heart skipped a beat and she was like, is that my love at the door? So then she went to the door and she was excited and he wasn't there. You know, so then she was like a little like, man, upset and everything like that. But she was like, you know, awake not my love until he be pleased. So it's a balance of like, man, I'm eager. Like, man, is that here? So that's how we are with the prophecies. Like, oh, snap, man, it's finna hit. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, you know, be a birth pain.
Hell yeah.
Then it'll be a little time. Like, all right, that's cool. But we still excited. It's still an eagerness. It's still a, you know, a high expectation. And, you know, and that's what the Lord want, man. He want that woman to be excited. Like, you hear that doorknob and she right there, said that her hand dripped with myrrh. You know, that goes into us being immersed in this knowledge and this wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's where the Lord wants us at. So we're supposed to have that eagerness and we're supposed to be excited, man. Like, you look at Apostle Tahar, you know, still, he's going to talk about Isaiah 4:1. He's going to talk about the sea hip. He's going to talk about prophecies. He's going to go into everything anyways, you know. But he's going to speak about the reward, you know, that we excited for. Like, shit, you ain't excited for what the Lord talking about granting us? You know, we did a lesson on Thursday, man, and that whole other half of the lesson just got chopped. It was bugged out through the spirit, but we was just, you know, speaking about the different things as well that the Lord has prepared, man. Yeah. You know, we talk about having a chariot over all of our dwellings, new bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that don't excite you? That's a part of what's written, promised to us. Like, you know, it's like a child, you know, they get they sweet 16 or whatever they call it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like they get the whip. You know, so you gonna get the new body, bam. You getting the chariot, bam. You know what I'm saying? You getting rulership over the nations, bam. It's like, this is all a guaranteed promise. It's like, bro, you ain't excited? Like, boy, smell that plate. Ready to eat. You know, it's excitement, man.
That's right. Yeah, man. A lot to look forward to, a lot to work for. You know what I'm saying? And we going through hell right now, but so what? You know what I'm saying? So what?
If you was a nigga in the world, you would go through hell.
Exactly.
He reigned on the just and the unjust.
That's right, man. Righteous.
Just get you an umbrella. That's it. Just, you know, get an umbrella. Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop it from happening. Yeah. All right, so just pray to YAHAWASHI that he give you the strength to push through, man. Yeah. You know, because I don't want to get to the end and be like, man, I did all that for nothing. Not like, you know, if it's written, Lord willing, it ain't. But it's just like, fuck that. I wanna cross that finish line, man.
That's it.
I wanna run my course. You know.
Yeah, so it's something for well doing rather than evil doing. You know, like it's gonna happen. You know, but I do have a quick precept though. Matthew 24 and verse 44. It's a bit of a read. It says, "Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour that you think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season."
Yeah, that due season. He gonna provide in due season at the time. And once again, it's on his time. You know. Go ahead.
"Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing."
Not have done, not thought about doing. He's doing.
He's active.
He's active. It's happening at that moment.
Mm-hmm. "Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods."
Because you gotta think about it. Like, there's about to be a lot of shit going on. Like I'm on the phone with my cousin early. What? Oh, gas $3. Man, I ain't thought of. Niggas feeling good, but in an instant, on the sudden, shit gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord gave us the secrets. He gave us the heads up.
Right.
Hey, I need to get out of that building. They coming through the front door.
Right.
Versus some of our people still, the building is the world. You know, some of our people are still in there. Hey, this music, this shit crazy. We on our way out the back door. You know what I'm saying? Because the trouble is coming in, man.
Yeah.
You know, and we see that we didn't left the building. We out in the field preparing and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Says, but and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth this coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he's not aware of.
Yeah, and what it is you done lost patience, you done got tired, the fucking world start taking a toll on you. You got hit too much to where you just stayed down. You know what I'm saying? It said a just man falls, but he gets back up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 7 times. So you got shit gonna constantly happen, but if you focus on the Lord, you're gonna have that tunnel vision. You know what I'm saying? You just walking, getting hit, you know, but you're moving forward, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're moving forward because you see what's on the other side, man. All right, but we understand we gotta enter these straight gates. You know, we gotta enter that narrow path, those positions of difficulties, dealing with our jobs and the families and shit, even brothers sometimes, you know, because we're not perfect. So, but at the end of the day, the Lord is leading us to perfection. You know what I'm saying? It's almost poetic, the fact that we can't be perfect, but we're supposed to strive to be perfect, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
There's one more. Sirach 2 and verse 8. It says, ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. You're straight to the point. You know, and that believing is going back into confidence, having confidence. Confidence meaning with faith.
And also, the script, like it says, you strive for the truth unto the death, and the Lord shall fight for you.
Yeah.
You know? So you got to understand, you're supposed to just fight. You know what I'm saying? The Lord going to be there to assist you. He going to be there to help you. You got to follow the instructions. You know what I'm saying? When shit going bad, you need to be praying. You need to be fasting. All right? Seeing what you can improve. You know?
Yeah, shit like that. Like the elders say, you know, listen to your corner. Listen to your corner, you know, and because you might not always think that punch that he's telling you to throw is gonna work. Yeah. Well, you just say fuck it and just go for it. You're like, oh shit.
That's the Lord telling you leave Shaniqua alone.
Leave it.
What doing? Hey, throw that punch. Not my Shaniqua. That's the most ratchet name I can think of.
And like the beautiful thing with that is, you know, you're gonna get hit. You know, even if you throw that like that's probably why you was timid to throw that punch in the first place. Your corner saying throw that left hook. Throw that left hook. Every time I try to throw a left hook, I get hit in the middle of the head. Just throw the left hook.
Yeah.
Boom. That's gonna hit harder than that getting hit in the middle of your forehead. You know, and it's gonna make us fearless.
Well, we know
more fearless of the things that we're facing.
And we know in boxing, shit, you gonna get hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you take a hit. Look at Tank. Like, if you notice, Tank knock niggas out in 7, 8 rounds all the time. If he knock you out, it's 7 or 8 rounds.
Right.
You know, most of the time. And I'll be like, this nigga getting stole on. But he downloading shit. He's sacrificing. He's taking hits to set up his shot. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna take hits, you know? We gonna take hits, but you need to take those hits. You need to parry them, absorb them. You know what I'm saying? Like the rope-a-dope. I found out the rope-a-dope is when you on the ropes and you blocking and you're tiring your opponent out. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get tired. That's Satan welling on your ass. But nah, you sitting here blocking, praying, fasting, being around brothers and shit, not isolating yourself. You know, and then once you get that shot, boom, nigga, I'm studying 3 chapters. You know what I'm saying? Going into work, boom, do a lesson, boom, do a lesson with another brother. You just constantly, you know what I'm saying, moving in the spirit, and that's how you fight off Satan, man. You know, fight off Satan, because it's a spiritual battle, you know. But yeah, that's
any closing statements, precepts? Con. Hey, well, Lord willing, that was edifying. You know, with that being said, we want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahawah,
Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakhakwadash. Double honor to the elders, apostles, and the bishops at Great Millstone. Rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the elect document out there. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.